you want to be a martial artist, then you must be able to do these 3 things. Number 1 is hip-shoulder disassociation. This is the ability to move your hips independently from your shoulders, and vice versa. If you look at elite strikers, specifically boxers, their punches is a kinetic chain, and there's phases to a punch: load, explode, accelerate, and follow through. Now when we look at the kinetic chains, as you accelerate, the hips whip first, and then the shoulder lags behind, creating that whip-like effect. If you wanted to learn specifically more about how to whip your punches, then you can check out my video here, or you can watch his channel called The Punch Doctor. There's some advanced fighters that still can't do this, and their shoulder moves at the same time as their hip, which just creates this stiff punch without any power. So if you want to whip your punches with power and speed, then you need to be able to master hip-shoulder disassociation. Now how do we do this? Well, first, to check how well you can do it, get a pole. Get a pole, a stick, broomstick, or anything, or you can just hold on to something. Now from there, without moving your shoulders, try and turn your hips. Twist it left and right. It doesn't have to be a really big movement, but see if you can turn them without moving your shoulders as well, and if you can move it along that plane. Now the better you are at it, the better connection you have with your hips while you're there. It's not as stiff, you have a bigger range of motion, you can just freely do it. But some of you may find that your shoulders just really want to move with it, or you can only move a little bit, or one side is tighter. So if you have any of these issues, you need to practice with this. You know, in the mornings before you train, you need to also practice whipping your hips on your punches and also your kicks. Now the second one is hip mobility. This is important for all fighters. Punchers, kickers, grapplers, your hips are the most important, because specifically in grappling, there's 2 hinges, your hips and your neck. If you really take a look at everything, whether it's a takedown, a foot sweep, control on the ground, the 2 hinges is what you're trying to control. If you're on side control, you have a crossface to control the neck, and you're controlling the hips with your far elbow and near knee. When you're trying to take someone down in wrestling, you're either going for the hips, the neck, or both. And then when it comes to striking, your power, your reach, the kinetic chains, hips, hips, hips. So how can we see how good your hip mobility is? Well, it's a simple one. It's just a 90-90 dynamic stretch. Just sit on the ground while trying to keep your body upright, and see if you can just keep doing it, how fluid you can do it, how close to your body you can keep your legs while doing it, because the further away it is, it's quite easy. And then see if you can really get nice quality movement from one side to the other. It's similar to throwing a Thai roundhouse kick. And if you're advanced, then you can sit all the way through, roll back, and come back around. If you find you have stiffness here, then you need to focus on doing this, every day before you train, making sure you do static stretches once you're warm, maybe at the end of training, stretching your hips, making sure you're going on the bag and trying to dynamically kick the bag high. Even you look at the Soviet boxers, they also focus on hip mobility. It's not just for martial arts where you kick and grapple. Your hips are very important. Now the third thing is hamstring access. What stretch do most people try and do when they're trying to get flexible? What stretch do most people, if they're flexible, sure, they try and touch their toes, they're doing the downward fold. It's hamstrings. It's the thing that usually you feel the most tightness in most sports, especially in mixed martial arts. You throw a front kick, you feel tightness in your hamstring. You try and lift your leg up for a kick, tightness in your hamstring. You try and play guard, you can't bring your knees up to your body, or you can't go for certain triangles. This is the highest ROI muscle for you to be flexible in. Personally, this is how I'm able to kick people twice my height, defend single legs that have no business defending, double legs against the cage where I should be going for a ride, should be getting taken down, and able to just pop my hips out and getting out of positions on the ground where it seemed impossible, especially with my physique. Now, how can you check the quality of your access to your hamstrings? Just see if you can touch the ground. Legs straight, knees somewhat locked out. Can you touch the ground? Can you touch your toes? Can you touch the ground? Can you bounce in it? How's your strength in there? Do you need momentum to touch it? It's pretty much just that. And if you find that you're not flexible here, you need to be doing your dynamic stretches, your dynamic downward folds, dynamic front leg swings, static stretching at the end of training. And then once you've gotten some flexibility, getting strong in there with weighted Jefferson curls and a lot more that you can find online. So those are the 3 things that I personally think you need to be a martial artist. Now, does that mean as soon as you have these 3 things, you're going to beat everyone else who doesn't have this, or you're going to be the best fighter in the world? Absolutely not. You're probably going to do these 3 things and still get absolutely destroyed in the sparring by a guy who just wants to take your head off. But remember, everything's holistic. You need to have a holistic view. I think having access to your body and technical mastery are one of the most important things that especially pay off in the long term. You might not see short-term gains compared to increasing your toughness and your cardio and just sparring hard rounds all the time. But in the long term, if you're doing the right things as well, if you're getting good rounds in, if you're doing hard sparring, light sparring, you're drilling, you're getting your anaerobic system up, your aerobic system up, then technique and the ability to express yourself with your body, personally, I think just take you to the next level. If you want to check out my other videos, there might be videos popping up here, or just go on my channel, like, subscribe, comment if you agree with these 3 things, if you're struggling with these, what other videos you want me to make, and see you in the next one.